49 of 50 states have now partially eased social distancing rules, but the pandemic is far from over. The reported U.S. death toll from the coronavirus has surpassed 90,000 people. Now, more businesses are looking for ways to safely reopen while the danger remains. David Begnaud is in front of an Apple store here in New York. David, good morning.
You know how busy a Apple store can be, Tony. Everybody inside touching all those devices, pressing something that somebody else just touched. So what are big brands like Apple going to do to change the rules? Number one, you've got to wear a mask before you go in when the store reopens. Mask applies to customers and employees. That's the rule. Also, they're going to take your temperature before you're allowed inside, and they're going to restrict how many people can go in because they want to maintain a social distance. That's what the big brand guys like Apple can do. It's going to be interesting to see what the mom and pop shops around the country end up doing and are able to do as more people continue to reopen around the country cautiously.
48 auto manufacturing plants across 8 states are back open now. That means tens of thousands of employees at Ford, GM, and Fiat Chrysler are back at work.
My wife's a nurse. My sons are cops. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get this done. We got to do it sooner or later.
Video from this Chrysler plant in Warren, Michigan shows their new normal. Temperature checks upon entry to the building. 2 masks are given to each employee. Plastic coverings to keep employees separated. Workers consistently sanitizing their workstations. Even with all of that, some people were a little uneasy about going back to work.
I know personally 5 people that passed away from this. 4 of them worked here, 1 worked next door. So we're scared.
The auto industry is part of America's economic engine, trying to get back on track as governors around the country continue to slowly reopen. In Texas yesterday, Governor Greg Abbott reopened gyms, office buildings, and child care centers with some restrictions. There are plans to reopen bars and bowling alleys on Friday. Washington State announced the reopening of all medical services. And Massachusetts will be the second to last state in the country to ease restrictions. That state's Governor Charlie Baker announced his state's strict 4-phase plan.
These two will be inseparable. Getting back to work and fighting COVID until there's a medical breakthrough with treatments or a vaccine.
21 states are still seeing an increase in new positive cases. That's why some governors are a little hesitant to open too much too soon.
Open New Jersey now!
Among those unhappy with their state's slower pace, the owners of this gym in New Jersey, who believe the governor's stay-at-home order violates their constitutional rights.
If big box retailers, grocery, and liquor stores can operate with proper health protocol in place, so can every single business in America.
Back here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan yesterday, police here in New York City shut down a yeshiva, which is an Orthodox Jewish school. Video shows about 60 kids pouring out of the building. Reportedly, very few of them were wearing masks. The city got a tip that the school was operating, and so they went in to shut it down. The mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, actually tweeted about this, saying that they were going to issue a cease and desist order. He put out the tweet because he clearly wanted people to know what they were doing. And, Gail, he was trying to send an example. The city will not tolerate the defiance of city orders.
All right, David Begnaud on the move on Upper West Side. I recognize that corner. Thank you, David.